talk about James Beck, that well-known actor who played Private Walker in Dad's Army and who died tragically young nearly 50 years ago. Hello, Peter.
Hello.
I'm sitting here in the courtyard garden of a delightful cottage somewhere in southwest London and talking to Peter Bullis, whose wife Di became the stepdaughter of James Beck when she was about 17. Peter and Di are the custodians of an archive of memorabilia, photographs and plenty of other articles. I'm going to let him take it from here.
Hello, I'm Peter Bullis. I'm married to Diana, who is the daughter of Kay, who married Jimmy Beck in about 1965, something like that. I'm here to show a few photographs of Jimmy. As you'll know him from old, that is how we all remember him, sometimes like that. However, he moved here when he was later in life, but we haven't seen photographs of young Jimmy like that, or like this. They moved to the cottage in about 68, 69, and that's Jimmy and Kay outside the cottage. And then Jimmy having to decorate inside the cottage. But Jimmy wasn't just an actor, he was also a very gifted painter and sculptor. And I'd like to show you some of his work now. This, in fact, is the actual easel that he sculpted with.
Painted with.
Sorry, painted with, yes. Painted with. That's him painting.
Yeah.
And that is him sculpting.
He certainly looks very, very intense with it, so obviously it was a pastime he enjoyed outside of being an actor.
He did indeed, and this Falstaff was an idol of his.
Oh yes.
And this is a model he created.
Excellent.
In the 70s.
Do you think he had something of a Falstaff obsession, Peter?
I'm sure he did. I'm sure he did. He would love to have played Falstaff.
But he did do other Shakespearean roles.
He did. I've got actually a photograph of...
We're not quite sure which one this is, but we suspect it might have been Glendower.
Yes,
in
probably.
in one of the history plays. We also know from a fact that he played Shylock, didn't he?
He did, yes, he did, and a good Shylock he made. But back to his paintings, and these are some of the paintings that he had on exhibition, probably in the early 70s, and we have some of those paintings here, particularly this one of Falstaff again. But let me show you some paintings that he did very, very much earlier in his life, 15 years old. It's a very dark subject.
It is a dark subject.
And
we can't quite work out what inspired that. It's very grim, isn't it?
I think it's wartime, actually.
It could be wartime. Yeah. Well, Jimmy, of course, would have been a teenager, wouldn't he, in the war?
15 years old when he
15 years old when he was painted, so that's quite possible. It could be after bomb damage. Yeah. Who's to know now? We never will.
But that's the Falstaff
But
painting.
this I love this picture. I think it's traditionally showing Falstaff. Looks as though he's about to make an enormous speech. But the interesting thing is the angle. Painted from the right-hand wing, and there in the left-hand wing we see a shadowy figure. We're not quite sure. We think it might be the prompt.
Yes,
yes.
The prompter.
But now this is the piece of resistance. This picture
it's a
self-portrait.
Yes.
But
I think probably in 72, 73.
73. It was not long before he died, in fact. It's the face of a sad clown,
Yes.
isn't it? Look at that haunted expression and the scrawny hands and the fact that he's. Can you see in a squatting position?
Yeah, yeah.
The face just looks haunted. Whatever do you think caused Jimmy to paint this picture? Was it some secret of his life that he found difficult to come to terms with? Who knows?
I think
But
probably.
for the moment, I think we need to look at something a bit happier,
Yes.
Peter.
Okay.
You've got that lovely drawing that Clive Dunn, one of his fellow members of the platoon at Wallington-on-Sea, did of him. This is a pencil sketch. Just a bit. There we are. Clive Dunn drew that. And what a lovely reminder of a man who was a lovely actor and person, but who we lost far too young.